Let's talk about Chelsea's newest signing, Jamie Gittens. He's already making serious noise in the Bundesliga, but let's familiarise ourselves with him a little bit more. Okay, let's start off with familiarising ourselves with Chelsea's out-wide profiles from last season and how well they done. Madueke, Sancho, Pedro Neto, all talented, all capable, but each with a very different, unique profile. For example, Noni Madueke. He's electric on the ball. He loves a one-on-one. He's what you call a traditional winger. High on dribbles, high on chaos, but sometimes he lacks that end product in the final third. Like, besides the hat-trick against Wolves, we didn't really see much of him in the final third. Then you've got Jadon Sancho, who was on loan. Technically sharp, more of an architect, a connector. He's great in pockets, but he struggles with consistency and intensity. And when it comes to contributions in the final third, they're at a bare minimum. Then you got Pedro Neto, probably what you call a two-way winger, shall we say. But the one thing he lacks more than anything is that final ball. And Chelsea need an improvement out wide. Now let's add Jamie Gittens into the mix and compare his contributions of last season to Chelsea's and see where Chelsea will be improving as a team. We can already see dribbling, superior. Ball carries, superior. Attacking actions, superior. Key passes, he falls a little short, but still superior from the others. And remember, he's only 20. That's 3-4 years younger than the other players we're talking about. Yes, he's coming from a completely different league in the Bundesliga, but these aren't inflated numbers. His profile actually complements what Chelsea don't have right now out wide. Okay, so now we need to understand how diverse Jamie Gittens is, because we all know he can score you goals, but can he play make? This is crucial for somebody like Enzo Maresca. This graphic breaks down all the chances created last season for Borussia Dortmund, and we can clearly see a variety. During balls across the 6-yard box, low cutbacks to the edge of the area, and early crosses from wide positions. Chelsea, with a new number 9 like Liam Delap, this is a match made in heaven. So why is this important for Enzo Maresca and his overall Chelsea project? Chelsea set up in the 4-2-3-1, but in possession transform into a 3-2-5. But when you look at the wingers out wide, you can clearly see they are constantly left in isolation 1v1 with their fullbacks. You now require yourself 1, a two-way winger, but 2, a winger that can drop deep, connect the dots, and create goal-scoring opportunities for themselves and for them teammates out of nothing. And Jamie Gittens has mastered that role at Borussia Dortmund. Welcome to Rondo Review. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Now you're familiar with Jamie Gittens. You're familiar with how he playmakes. You're familiar with how he plays the game. You're familiar with what he's about to bring to Chelsea and why Chelsea have forked a lot of money to secure him from Borussia Dortmund. But now let's talk about the goals, because let's be real, goals win you games. You need wingers that can score you goals. You need wingers that can score you goals. And there's a reason why I broke down how Enzo Maresca likes to utilize his wingers, and how wingers that flourish in any 3-2-5 system across the world have to be wingers that can rely on themselves, that can create that separation by themselves, that can create goal scoring opportunities for themselves and convert them. And when you look at some of the goals last season that Jamie Gittens scored for Borussia Dortmund, it's a step in the right direction, especially when you bear in mind who Chelsea had last season on the left-hand side in Jadon Sancho. Somebody that wasn't trigger happy, somebody that would hardly shoot, somebody that wouldn't really offer much in the final third. Now you look at this goal against Frankfurt, exactly, he's got the ball out wide. He doesn't have an overlap, he doesn't have an underlap. He knows it's just me against the fullback. But let me show you what I can do. Odd step over here and there, cut inside into the top corner. This is what teams across the world want. Wingers, players of a high pedigree of X Factor, players that can get the ball out wide, create a goal scoring opportunity and put it into the back of the net. We can look at another goal. This is the one against Bayern Munich, where he literally receives the ball out wide. This is what you call PMP, pace and power. And I feel like in the Premier League, whether it's Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Fulham, Brentford, wingers with that burst of acceleration, wingers with that explosiveness, they flourish a lot. And Jamie Gittens in this Chelsea setup, he will be receiving the ball out wide many times in isolation. And on the transition, this is what Enzo Maresca will be asking of him. Take the ball into the space, into the dangerous area, and put the ball into the back of the net. Like, this is a ridiculous goal that he scores against Bayern Munich. Running into the danger area, having the composure, putting it into the back of the net. You look at the third goal. Once again, very similar to the one against Frankfurt. But this time, he receives the ball in the opposition box, where it tends to be a bit more congested than receiving the ball out wide into the channels. But once again, no overlap, no underlap. All that's available to him is either a hopeless cross into the box or a cutback. But once again, he shows you that X factor to create some space, cut inside, put it into the back of the net. That's 3 goals. And I'll be honest with you guys, all 3 of those goals are goals that come from his own creation. Then you look at this one, the final assist. Very similar. Receives the ball out wide. No overlap, no underlap. It's just him. What can you do? Takes the ball down the outside, puts across into the box. Guirassy scores. This is what Enzo Maresca wants. This is probably what every Chelsea fan wants. This is what wins you games. In summary, regardless of the numbers, regardless of the stats, regardless of the in-game footage, this is what wins you games. Players that can unlock defenses, that can unlock teams, that can chip in with goals and assists. And this is why Chelsea have paid £55 million for his signature. Now that's the Jamie Gittens breakdown. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, always engage in the comments, and I will catch you guys on another one.